Hey, Planeswalkers, Mythras here. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. Welcome to today's episode of Top Deck, my friends. We are covering a top 200 Boros equipment deck. I'm very excited about this one. This version is by Zazzy, so congrats, Zazzy, on hitting the top 200 here. I'm really liking what we have going on. I appreciate all the folks that have tuned in for today's episode. Feel free to check out the timestamps down below where we are going to walk through the strategy objective of this deck list. We'll cover your best of 3 sideboard. Then we're going to go play some competitive Magic for you here today in both best of 1 and best of 3. And then we'll close out with some final thoughts on where this may sit into in today's meta. So with that said, Planeswalkers, before we dive into this list, I just want to say thank you. As always, please feel free to support the channel by subscribing down over there. Additionally, liking the video. Other great ways for us to connect down below in the details and stay up to date. Flip on those notifications so you guys know what's going on. All right. So here's what we have going on with our top 200 deck here today. What's really interesting is a few things. So first off, we're really heavy on that aggro curve, which is really nice and exactly where we want to be. We have some removal between Skyclave and Bonecrusher, so the ability to reach and hit our opponents. We also have good equipments here between Embercleave, Maul the Skyclave, Shadow Spear. Now, what's really interesting is we also have Halvar, which is really nice here as an equipment or as the god. The ability to move things around is clutch. And then also Nahiri. So one of the things about Nahiri is this allows us to play really healthy against some of the late game decks now that are starting to pop up, like Sultai, Emergent, or Control, and also the dimmer stuff that's popping up because they're +1 there. So, and I'm saying that more so in terms of the Shadow's Verdict that's going to wipe most of the board. So this gives us an additional ability to stay here. I'm a huge fan of Shadow Spear. This breaks a lot of the lockup matches against mono white aggro and also life gain, because we have that ability to do pay 1 and permanents our opponents control, lose hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. So very crucial there. We also have some reach with Frostbite, which is really nice. So we're running a snow archetype as well. And then we have some additional abilities here with Axgard Armory, where we can go fetch one of those nice lovely equipment cards if we need. So all in, it's heavy aggro. We have the ability to enhance our aggro with our artifacts, obviously, or equipment, and then we also have some nice removal and then some late game ability here and staying power. So essentially it should be able to outlast some of the aggro decks and then also keep up with some of the late game stuff, more so than a general aggro deck as well. So this is what we have going on in terms of the Maidborn. I'm now going to talk about it in the sideboard here, where we have a number of things that we can take into consideration depending on what we hit and what we play, my friends. So we'll talk about it in terms of an aggro, mid-range, and a late game lineup. So in particular against aggro stuff, Fight as One is going to be very healthy. I like Usher the Fallen. If you are playing a Naya deck, you can flip in a Drannith Magistrate. Glass Casket's a big one. Scorching Dragonfire to reach as well. Basri isn't terrible, and Redain is there for you against the snow decks. So a lot of the stuff that we have going on is going to be more focused around that aggro mid-range versus the late game, because we really just want to burn things down with this deck in particular. So in terms of what I like for that aggro lineup, like I said, there are a number of things that we did call out. What would I flip out? Nahiri isn't a bad one to flip out against the aggro deck. Being at the 4 on the top end isn't something you necessarily need here. That's where you can pull in some of your curve. And then given what you're playing as well, you're going to want to think about if they're direct burn damage or kill spells mixed in on some of those, then keeping Alseid makes sense, and Selfless Savior. If not, we can maybe potentially remove those and gain some reach. Usher the Fallen, something else too that you can move out if you don't want to be making those 1/1s. It is a nice turn 1 onto a Luminarch though, so keep those things in mind. So that's kind of where I'd look to shore up, actually, is in that 1-drop slot and move in some of these things that are that direct removal and tying down some of the key creatures that our opponents may be playing, while really focusing in on our 3-drop slot and maybe at this top end here a little bit. But Nahiri's something, again, that you could potentially remove depending on the curve and what you run into there. Now, as we move into the mid-range, you might run into some of these larger creatures. So for the aggro, it might be mono red, it could be a mirror match, it could be Boros aggro, it could be Naya aggro, it could be mono green aggro, things like that. As we move into that mid range, it starts to be kind of that Gruul aggro or Gruul Adventures deck. We also have the Naya Adventures decks that we've talked about. Potentially the one I did yesterday, which is also the Naya Fury deck, so keep those ones in mind because that can make a big difference there too. And then also, again, just you can run into a hodgepodge in the mid-range spot there too. So if they're more creature-based, you're going to want to put in things like Giant Killer potentially if they are a little bit bigger, Dranath Magistrate, like I said, if they are playing from outside. Again, any of these cards that do handle some of those more aggro-y creature-based decks you can flip in. But if we do move into more of the direct kill spells, these are going to be things like our sacrifice decks, so Jund or Rakdos. It could also be Rakdos mid-range, it could be the Rakdos escape decks. Additionally, other things in that space that then begin to bridge from the mid-range to late game could be some of the ultimatum decks that we want to think about. If they aren't playing as many creatures, you certainly want to keep Nahiri in my opinion. That helps you against that late game. You may want to move in Fight as One if they are having direct kills. This will allow you to keep some of the guys on your board. Additionally, Usher the Fallen isn't bad to keep making some of those tokens as you're attacking in early game. Basri Ket isn't bad as well in that space. And then Redain, God of the Worthy, helps on that late game because non-creature spells our opponents cast with converted mana cost for a greater cost 2 more to cast, so you can really slow things down and deal a lot of damage. What you may want to flip out, in my opinion, again, is if they do have the direct kill spells, we're okay there with keeping some of these. You can make that decision on Usher the Fallen. The 2 damage is nice, but you could remove that. Frostbite you can get rid of as well. Skyclave Apparition isn't going to give you as much value, so that's a nice spot that you can move out in the mid-range, and then potentially even Bonecrusher and move this stuff forward to constantly get in and deal some of that damage. And that's really going to lower that curve and give us a lot more ability to hit in faster. And then we move into those late game decks, like I said, Sultai Ultimatum, Temur Ultimatum. We also think of some of these Doom decks that we're running into, 4-color Esper Doom. Also some of the control decks, Temur Control. You may run into some Azora's stuff as well. Similar path. That's what we're going to do, exactly kind of similar to that mid-range. Redain's good, Basri's not bad, like I said. Dranath could be a thing. Usher early, Fight as One for that protection. And then again, we're going to look to move out things like Frostbite, Skyclave, potentially Bonecrusher, and that gives us a nice 6 we can move out. And then go from there and think about some of those other things in that early 1-drop slot if we wanted to as well, my friends. And I prefer Alseid's Life's Bounty over Selfless Savior, unless it's direct kill. If it's things that they can remove off the board, like dropping in a glass casket or something else, then Alseid's more my priority there, just to protect our creatures. So really nice. Looking forward to this. That is the aggro, the mid-range, and the late game lineup, my friends. We have a nice healthy 24 lands. You could always trim a little bit there if you wanted to as well. That's, you guys know that I'm a big fan of, particularly on aggro decks, going a little bit heavier or lighter on the lands, or more aggressive, I should say. So let's go ahead now and play some competitive Magic here, my friends. Really looking forward to this deck by Zazzy. So congrats again, Zazzy, on hitting the top 200. I'm actually sitting at the top 200 myself right now. I did hit top 50, I think 2 days ago now. Maybe it was 3. Now I'm blanking. You guys can check it out. But we are doing a test to see how long it takes to decay. Yes, I don't think I'll be in the top 1500. I'm actually just trying to test out here for us. So because of that, I'm actually going to go play for us here today. And I'm very excited nonetheless. Additionally, this gives us some fun ways to play out some different kinds of decks, because we already know what a lot of those top decks are, my friends. You guys can absolutely check out my tier list and see what we got going on in the weekly. So we'll do this. We did the Naya Fury one yesterday. Today we're going to do this top 200 Boros deck, so let's jump into it here for our best of 3 matches, my friends. So Planeswalkers, as always, just a huge thank you. Truly appreciate your support. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, like the video if you like it. You can like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter and Twitch. So this is interesting. I will keep it because we can go real fast here. And we'll see what Galerun's got. We're going to get a lot of damage here. Hopefully really, really quick. Ooh, and we got Nahiri. So as long as they don't burn me off here, we'll look okay. And we can turn 4 into Nahiri. So we have an adventures deck. There goes one of my fervents. That's too bad. Ooh. I actually like this. Even though Maul would have made this guy a 3/3, and most likely they wouldn't be able to burn him off next turn. They're going to burn him right here, though. Ooh, okay, we're good. So even better, we're going to do this. We'll go pull. Grab that red. And go right over the top. Oh, I clicked the wrong button. Whoops. Ah! Watch that cost me the game, too. Shoot. That's too bad. Alright, so we'll bring in our Nahiri. We're actually going to go +1.
The solution lies in stone. I can work with that.
Decline.
Survive this crisis.
Now I will do this. So they can't cast on the stack. We could have taken Bonecrusher off, but I got my blocker here. So they have to get rid of Fervent or we win. So here they can drop Gold Span. So we'll see. They could be playing the... Oof. They might have enough here. Do they have enough? Oh, wow. That was big. That was big.
We will protect my home.
We will certainly do that. Wow. We'll give him the Nahiri.
Perhaps I was too harsh.
Lots of thinning there. Here we go. Stomp for the win, my friends. Whew, not bad against a Gruul Adventures, Gruul aggro deck. A little bit different blends, but it was nice. I liked it. Let's go on into our next best of one match here, my friends. Moving right along with our Boros equipment deck here. Love it. All right, Nina Varda, something like that. Varda. I probably butchered that. Opponent goes first. I like this lineup. We got a nice one response on either end. What's our opponent running? We're good here. Let's see what we got going on. Dun dun dun. Nina Varda. I think that's how it goes. All right. Let's see what we have. going on here, my friends? Alright, we are going to keep it, like I said. Turn 1, our Usher. So we got another Gruul deck, it looks like. Alright, so we're not going to be able to play against that. Got a few things we can do. Well, we could double up. We could double up here. It's a big ask on their end, though. Alright. So we got Season Hellblade. We can play in next turn. We can keep a snow-covered mountain for Frostbite. We also have our very, very nice Bonecrusher, if we need. We'll make this guy bigger. Now, I could have burned off Edgewell to stop any draw. That's unfortunate. I'm gonna take Brushfire off. We'll wait. We'll keep the one land just in case. We need our equipment to get over the top. This is going to be a big one. I would wait on that. All right, let's see. There we go. That's what we needed. So I'll go here first, because we can always block with the season. And then in the future, what we can do is when we attack in, we can create our 1/1. So cleave here is going to hurt. All right, let's see where they go. That's gonna hurt. Now, I don't know if we're gonna have enough. We'll find out. Ooh, equipment, draw a card. I think we do this. Give me a white. There we go. There we go. We'll flip that over to Akiri. When they attack in, they need a 1/1 for Love Struck. They'll get a 6/6. We'll have a 5. Oh, double trouble there. Now we're not living. We're not living through that, my friends. But we'll stick in this because I want to show you how this works. Grab that. Oh, takes it off. Sorry. So that's how it works. Doesn't equip. I read that too quick. Unattach. Wouldn't have mattered anyway. Alvar's the one that flips it over. Boom. Oh, so close. So close. So mid-range is slightly tough on this deck. Little tough, but not bad. All right, on to our third and final match here. Ooh, 1-1 against a Gruul deck. Now we got Anubis. All right, Anubis. Let's see what we can do. We will keep this. I'm actually going to pull a red first to be safe. I think we went first every match. Ooh, there was a red. I will play that first. We'll grab that guy. Hopefully we can get Luminarch down. Another Gruul. Man, everyone's playing Gruul today. We'll see if they do that. Ooh, that's real nice. There we go. Not gonna be able to do that again though. Boom. Very, very nice start there against Gruul. So not bad in best of one. We went 2-1 against 3 Gruul decks today. So everyone's trying to get those get those quests knocked out. So all right, we're gonna go ahead now and play our best of 3 match. So let's do that. We're gonna go do that traditional standard play. Again, there's the Naya Fury deck you guys can check out that we ran. We're running the top 200 Boros equipment deck today. And we'll go from there. Oops, I think I did it. Let's double check. All right, we're good. Traditional standard play. Whew. Was having flashbacks to our good old historic match that we had yesterday. So 4-star 826. So for those of you that are joining right now, we crushed, well, I shouldn't say crushed, but had a nice best of 3 or best of 1. We went 2-1 against 3 Gruul decks, which is pretty impressive. I will keep this actually. Ooh, so this is going to be interesting. Which is great, and then particularly because I think the mid-range battles actually gonna be harder for this deck. And then when we talk about best of 3 here, we'll see how this goes. But as always, Planeswalkers, thank you, truly appreciate it. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, like the video if you like it. You can like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Flip on those notifications, great way to stay up to date on this content. Other great ways always to appreciate that I appreciate supporting the channel down below in the details. If you do have questions or comments throughout, please let me know. Feel free to hop on the Discord server as well, my friends. We'll do this. We're gonna get real big, hopefully fast. We just need 1 more land. I'm gonna take one of these things off. Oh, we just need 1 maul. Ooh, giant killer. Helping them from behind. There we go. We're gonna get that guy off. Ooh, scalds. There you go. Ooh, I will take that. Absolutely. Let's see if we can get the 4 in. They can use their Chimera, which is what they'll do. We'll need to get our Season Hellblade on. So this will be an interesting matchup. So this is more of a mid-range deck again, which is what we've kind of hit all day here, which is challenging to say the least for this one. We're going to go double white. Take that guy off. Wow, they hit almost all their Clarion Spirits. Very, very nice 4-star. I'll kill that guy. Put that out. They got plenty. Lethal. Even if we would have blocked the 2, it would not have mattered, unfortunately. All right, so sideboard, my friends. I think we drop Alseid. We drop Savior. I think we can go Magistrates. We'll grab these. We'll grab that. Grab those. What else do we want here? 63. I'll drop my ushers. Go to 1 Nahiri. Think we can do that. We can remove everything off here, which is what we need to do. Okay. Let's try this. Ooh. 4-star 826. Let's see what we can do. All adventure decks today, my friends. And we played first 2, didn't we? Yeah, I'll keep this. Play this first. Ooh, shoot. That is too bad. That is too bad, my friends. We'll see what we can do. Alright, so we're playing this first. Grab a red. Lots of flyers. Okay. Alright, so everything's through. Let's go dig.
I will calm the royal and save all Zendikar's people. The core empire will rise again.
2, 3, going this way. We'll keep turning out little tokens if we can.
You challenge my will? Everything is coming together.
All right, we took the risk here. They might have the giant killer. Oh, we got it. Yes, yes, yes. Played nicely there, my friends. Ooh, very nice. We could flip in that Selfless Savior, though, to protect our guys if we wanted to, but I think that worked out just fine. So, fight as one would also work, too. I'm going to stick with it, though. Ooh, nice. Nice turnaround. All right, 4-star, let's see what we got. You seem to be running hot with this deck. I will play this because Season Hellblade can make or break this for me too. I'm gonna take that thing off. Here's where we pound in very fast. There we go. That gave me an opening. Ooh, here we go. Now, we don't have to attack in with both. So if they leave 3 open, we know not to attack in with both. Which they did not. We can live with that. 4 there. We're off by 1 land right now. Big problem. There we go. That's what we needed. Two-turn clock for us, hopefully. We'll find out. Oh, man. Oh, they made a cat. If they would have gave everything a +1/+1 counter, would have been a different game. Oh, here we go. Double strike. Ooh, that's a bummer. That's a big bummer. At the beginning of each combat, it did not give it to me on that combat. Unless I clicked through too fast, so that should have flipped over to him. Or maybe I had to pay. Maybe that's why. I don't know, that was weird. It did not work the way it should have at the beginning of each combat, unless I clicked through that too fast. But I could have blocked. They still would have, I would have killed the 7/7. They would have been in a better spot. So let's go ahead back now and look at the deck. Super, super fun Boros equipment deck. I'll have to go back and look at that one. Because it should not have done that. It should have done at the beginning. It's beginning of each one. So let's see here. Where are you? At the beginning of each combat, you may attach your target or equipment attached to a creature you control to a target creature you control. That's why it wasn't attached. So that's the miss there on the equipment, which is too bad. The Kabira blew me away, and that gave him enough to turn around. So very, very nice match. Let's go ahead and look at this deck again. So overall, in terms of best of one, we went 2-1 against 3 Gruul Adventures decks. We end up going 1-2 in our best of 3 match against a Naya Adventures deck. So very, very nice. We were very close there on that third match. They just had enough stuff to get through. It seemed like they played extremely smooth relative to when I ran the Naya Adventures here the other day myself. So good to see that play out nicely. But in terms of a best of one kind of tier here, you know, probably in the middle of the pack, honestly. Like the deck, does some nice things, certainly has some mobility. It's not super, super linear though. So that's one thing that we have to be cognizant of. You could always tighten the 1 slot and tighten the 3 slot as well. Really, really enjoyed it though. Had a lot of fun. And obviously we did take down some Gruul Adventure decks, which is always a plus. And then in best of 3, probably similar, probably, you know, middle of pack tier 2 kind of a thing. Same as best of 1, maybe even a little less. Obviously this is a best of 3 deck. It has that ability to play well against the aggro, has the ability to play well against some of the late game stuff there too. That mid-range space can be problematic at times, so it just kind of depends. But really, really enjoyed the deck here today. Zazzy did a nice job here, and congrats again, Zazzy, on the top 200 placement with this deck. Super, super thought through and nice to try out here, and happy to showcase it. So Planeswalkers, if you do have questions or comments, let me know down below. Always appreciate that support. Also, feel free to subscribe down over there. You can hop in our Discord server as well. Flip on those notifications, you guys. You can also follow me on Twitter and Twitch and like me on Facebook to stay up to date on content like this, my friends. So hope you enjoyed today's video. Again, sitting around top 200. We'll see how long we hold in there. I'm itching to get back to ranked play for you guys, but we're trying something here because I'm curious and want to see how it goes. So with that, Planeswalkers, as always, huge thank you. We'll see you again soon. Mythras out. Until next time, you stay safe, and we have a lot coming your way, my friends.